But like everything, sport comes with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. So I went from the highest of high of, we had a really good couple of years with the team where we qualified for the World Cup after I had a yellow card and get subbed up or get benched. That was tough. But anyway, so we qualified for the World Cup, went to the World Cup as the second lowest team, ranked team, won a silver medal, had a lot of personal success that following year, finished out my degree. Again, these are all huge tick boxes in my life. And then it went into qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics. COVID hits, but I was not in a good place. Like really, it was tough. I remember there'd be times where like at this point I'm living in Holland and I have no interest in doing it. I've been, I think, 6 or 7 years on the trot, just hockey. And I think it just took its toll and things were building up and I hadn't dealt with a lot of problems or traumas from my youth, but still you just put it in boxes. And you're just like, oh, I'll deal with that later. Don't have time to open that one now. Don't have time to figure that one out or delve into that trauma or whatever. But this typical, I don't want to say it's typical Irish, bury your head in the sand, but it is in a way. So I put it all on hold because we just qualified for the Olympics. But then doesn't the Olympics get delayed a year? So on one hand, it's like COVID was an absolute blessing for me. But on the other hand, it was like the worst thing ever. Because when Tokyo actually comes around, so it's a year later, I couldn't have been in a worse place. Like still to this day, I say I did not enjoy Tokyo. The best time I had at Tokyo was when we get put out at the tournament and we were out in the grass and I was drinking and I was partying and I was up all night, eating what I wanted, doing what I wanted, and I just wanted to feel numb. And that's what I did. I think hockey-wise I played quite okay, but I felt numb. I had no enjoyment of it. I was so focused. I think a lot of athletes have the same where you maybe build up the Olympics to be this huge pinnacle of your sport, and it is, don't get me wrong, because I've seen what it can be. But I was so numb to everything that was going on, or so numb to it because of everything that was going on, that I was coming back down. So I went from the highest of highs to really, really starting to hit some lows, but I wasn't ready to address it yet. So I just kept going on as usual, as life is normal, knowing that something wasn't right, but again, not willing to say or do anything about it. So continue with hockey, continue living my life as normal, per se, in Holland. But you can see cracks are appearing. People can see it in me, but no one, I don't know if people were scared to say it, but I am quite a dominant personality, or I come across quite dominant or confident or secure myself, but it's totally the opposite. Like I want to be liked. I really fear that people have negative things to say about me, or if I don't know, if something's going on and I'm like the butt of the joke, or if I miss it, I get really insecure. Like really, so then I start to shut down, and this is not by any means on purpose, but I was shutting down more and more. So it got to the point we had the World Cup, our second World Cup we qualified for in Holland. That was 2022, so a year after the Olympics. When I say I must have been a miserable git to be around, because even whenever I think about it back, I bloody was. I was complaining about everything. I was just, nothing was ever right. I wasn't sleeping. I was barely eating. And like, I love my food. For those of you who know me, know I love my food, my snacks. Snacks are life. Snacks go with everything. So there was a lot of, like, my really close friends in the national team, like, could see that something was wrong. And one of the girls, Dibble, very, very good friend of mine, and just amazing person. We were up in Jordanstown and we had a training camp, and I can't remember why I wasn't training, but I was with her and I just broke down, like on a hockey pitch, like what I would have said was my like safe place per se. I just broke down with everything. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't handle this. Like I just had such high expectations of myself and of my life, and that nothing I ever felt was meeting it, or I wasn't liked enough, and I wasn't secure in myself, and I just wasn't happy. And it was at that point where she asked me if I would speak to someone, and then thankfully after when was it? It was after the World Cup. That was when it was like a pressure cooker just exploded. I had about 10 pressure cookers probably at this point, but it just went poo, 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 like just really not good. And it was at that moment where I was like, I need help. I need to speak to someone. I can't do this on my own anymore. And I know I wasn't. Like, I had really good people around me. I had my partner around me. I had my team around me. My team in Holland were around me, even though it was a bit tough at times. But so I did. I had really good people around me, but I also wasn't ready to ask for help yet. But then when the pressure cookers blow up, yeah, I was like, I can't get any worse than this. I can't handle this anymore. So I sat down with our team psych, and she, to this day, is an amazing, amazing woman. Just one, very skillful and talented at her job and what she does, but she just sees you as a person, and she just wants to make sure you're okay. And so I remember, like, bless her car, she had this old car, and I'd be sitting in it all the time, crying away. Some of the other girls in the national team will know exactly what I'm talking about. So of course we sitting like chatting away to her, and then all of a sudden all this spew comes out. So then I'm 1 minute I'm crying, the next minute I'm laughing, then I say nothing, then I'm saying everything, and then I'm crying again. And then she slowly hands over this like box of tissues and it's just like, just if you need them, and sets them like in the middle. Thankfully she's got a new car, but I still have to do my voodoo spirits on that car because it's hurt way too much. But from then on, she helped and connected me with a clinical psychologist. So that was through the Sport Ireland Institute. And to this day, I would speak to him every week. Like, even if there's nothing to report, or even if it's like, I was very open and honest with him because he made me feel safe. He made me feel wanted. He made me feel like it's okay to feel like this and understandable, and just it's going to be a process. And he was I like that about him. He was very honest. He wasn't spoofing me and saying, oh yeah, it'll be fine, it'll be easy, we'll figure it out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He gave me that honesty that I needed, that it was going to be hard, but I could do it. So when he said that, I was like, right, okay, let's go. Well, not literally let's go, but like, there's a few times where we felt like just closing the laptop, because I would do it online with him, which for me it worked, but I know it's not for everyone. So now I'm still delving through my normal life, trying to deal with a lot of performance pressures and dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression. I've been connected with other people who are also in the same boat. So I don't want to say it's part of international sport, but I think it's really important to talk about, because more and more people are sharing their own stories with it, and are sharing that they're also not in a good place, because a lot of the time people only see the good things. They only see the good snaps. They only see the good videos, the success, whatever. Part of it is also really, really dark, really hard. And that's the part that a lot of people are willing to brush under. Not even just in sport, literally in life. Everyone is just wanting to brush it under the rug, not to do anything about stuff, and just be like, oh, I'll be grand, I'll be okay in the morning. They don't want to address topics which are difficult to address.